Hi everyone and welcome to Don't Crop Me Now. It's November and we thought we'd give you an update of what is going on at the allotment. It's actually been a really busy few weeks because we've started a major project building a summer house, well, extending our current summer house into a bigger summer house. So it's going to be our main project really for the winter. So I thought I'd give you an update of what's been going on at the allotment and a little bit of a sneaky preview on our project with the summer house before we actually put on a full update specifically about that. So here's plot 4. We'll come back to the summer house a little bit later on, but I'll just show you what's happening plant wise. So most of the crops, except for the winter ones, are out. I've got these peas. These are the ones that we put in really late, and I'd read that actually putting in tall peas isn't advisable late on. We planted these in, I think it was actually September or end of August. But actually, you know what, they've done all right and they are still flowering, so I haven't taken them out because if you look, we've still got flowers and we've still got some peas. So I'm not sure they'll take the next set of frosts, but I haven't given in quite yet. We've still got a lot of potatoes left in the 30 litre bucket. They're just covered up with this roofing material which we took off when the pergola moved that, so that's keeping the main rain off them. I emptied a bucket last weekend and I was really pleased there's no slug damage at all in those, so I'm really happy with those being stored like that really over winter. Ignore that pile of rubbish, that's the rubbish created from the shed build. So if we look down the main part of the growing section for plot 4, I've put down the dahlias. I leave dahlias in on my plot. I know that people say that you should dig them out and let them dry and put them in a frost-free place, but every time I do that they've just died. So I've given in really and I just cut them down. I will mulch the top a little bit more, but you can see that the crowns really are quite well covered up. This one is a big orange dahlia, and if you look at the size of that, it's insane. Last year I actually dug some of that out, and to be honest, I think I'm going to have to do that again. Like take probably 2/3 of it out because it was crazy, it was massive, and it didn't really allow some of the other closer plants like that one just to the left to really come through. So this is my main rhubarb bed. I am going to mulch that with leaf mulch. The leaf mould that it's 1 year old, so it's not quite fully rotted because it's mainly oak leaves, but I don't think the rhubarbs really mind, and it's quite a nice place to put a big deep layer really, so I will do that over the next few weeks. We've got some Swedes still in there which we're still harvesting. These are the parsnips. They're doing really well. We've only actually taken one big one out so far, but there's quite a lot within there. There's at least 25 I think that we planted there. This is some of my spring cabbage. So that's like a Savoy type one. So I will need to take that cover and put a bigger cover on I think, but it's alright for now. It's just to keep the pigeons off. A few bits of lettuce that are just going to seed. Brussels and kale. Kale just starting to sort of slightly come uncovered, but really pleased with those. I'll just step over this bed. If you see, bring it in. Excuse all this. There you go. Really good. So happy with that. I've got some more spring cabbages here, some Mizuna, which it's quite frost hardy, so that's doing quite well. There's some late beetroot that's not really up to much. I don't know if I might just pull that out. Same, I've got a few Chinese lettuce in there, like the Chinese cabbage, and some cauliflower. So that one cauliflower, that looks alright. They're not really doing much, so I'll probably take them out. There you go. Brussels, happy with them. Got a load of beans here which need podding. Really they need dealing with because the frost don't really do them much good like this. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think they're going to dry well, so I might take them all out and just cook them straight away if they're okay. Then at this end there's not much that's in these beds. That was a carrot bed. There's one seeding carrot which I've left in there, and then all of these things are empty. So if I turn around you will see our project. Excuse all the blue visqueen type material, because we've not yet wrapped with the waterproof membrane and cladded the outside. We've had to do that to protect it from the weather. Unfortunately the weather's been so bad the last week or so, we haven't been able to make that much progress, so we had to cover it just to make sure that it was waterproof. So I'm just going to go down and show you our summer house. So there we go. Really happy with this. So it's about 2/3 again bigger than the original summer house, and we've actually used just about everything from the original summer house in the build, and then bought new materials as we needed to, and then we will completely clad the outside, so it's going to look really nice. So you can see at the bottom where you've got the green bit, that is part of the original, and then at the top where we've used new materials. Just a sneak look inside. Anthony's doing some painting, so we're just testing a few colours out. So here we go. So work needs to still be done on that, but we will do a full update about our progress. And then you can see we've got the pergola that was in that gap between when we had the smaller summer house and the little storage shed, is now here. So I'm going to plant some climbing plants around that, so it's going to give us a nice seating area. We'll have a quick look at the other two plots and see where we're up to with them. So this is plot 2B, our perennial fruit plot really. So nothing much is going on here because it's just full of fruit trees and fruit bushes. So I need to do a load of pruning. So you can see that little tree there's actually fallen over and it needs restaking. I need to do a little bit of clearing under those trees and get a load more wood chip when that's delivered in the spring, and do some pruning probably on that fig. It definitely needs pruning. And then I am going to completely replace all of these strawberries, just because they just don't seem to be that great anymore. And obviously I am planting the new runners that they're only actually 3 years old, so they should still be reasonable, but they're not that good. So I'm going to replace the lots. So I will take them out, take that membrane out, fill it with a really good layer of rotted manure and compost, and plant into that really. Got to cut down these raspberries. So that's the fruit plot. As you can see, not much really going on that. Probably won't do that much more on that until early spring, I think. And then we've got this plot over here. So not sure what the plans are with this plot, because we are considering seeing if we can swap this plot for a plot that's come up that's near our plot. So watch this space really over the next few weeks. It'd be a nice plot for someone to take on really. I mean, I've had a go at hacking down the bamboo, which makes it look untidy, but essentially you've got 3 big beds here completely full, weed free. I've been actively no dig for about 3 years, so it's really good ground. So for a new person I think it's a nice plot. Obviously we've got the flower bed at the back that does need some work. If we do move out, I'll take some of the plants from that, and obviously I've got all those different perennial plants which I've been growing, so I'll just put them into a different flower bed on plot 4 probably. So I'm not really sure what's happening. I have hacked down this bamboo at the back, and we're going to have to try and deal with that. So either myself or hopefully with a bit of support of the committee, try and get, I mean that's probably been in 15 years at least plus. Before we'd been on the ground it was planted, so it's pretty well established. I had been ignoring it really for the last 3 years, but something probably has to be done because it's a little bit out of control. So that's not making it look that tidy there, because I've hacked it all down and pulled out the compost heap so we could access it. I've got some celeriac here which I planted a bit late to bulk up, but I did a bit of googling and you can make things out of the leaves, and I actually added them to a risotto, and you know what, they were really, really tasty. It was really nice sort of celery flavour. Obviously the leaves are a bit tougher than something like parsley, so you do have to cook it down. So I'm taking some more of this home today and I'm going to make some bhajis with it. That's the plan anyway. Parsley again's looking good. I've harvested some of that today, and we've got the leeks, which I haven't taken any of, but I think I will take some home with us and use them for some dinners in the week. So again, a lot of stuff's been moved to this end when I pulled all that bamboo out, so it doesn't look that tidy at this end, but it's not that bad. So if you look back, there's the plot 1B. Because it's under this massive oak tree, the oak leaves, the oak leaves just go everywhere, so it's quite hard to keep this plot tidy in winter anyway. So usually I'll go around, sweep these leaves up, put them into that leaf bin there. So a little bit tidy needs to be done. Like I said, depends if we swap or not, so what plans we'll do. But whatever, I'm still would leave it tidy for the next tenant, because I think that's a nice thing to do really, and it's not that bad. So it would be a nice plot for someone to take on, so let's see what happens with that. You can see where I've cut down all the bamboo and I've just thrown it all in here. I don't really know what I'm going to have to do with that. I think we do have an area that's on the other side of the allotment where we had some problems with youths coming in really, and so I might use that against the fence, because we've been putting a lot of materials to mean it's difficult for them to climb over, so I might use that there rather than having to burn it all or get rid of it all. And then obviously we've got our compost heap and there's our fruits plot. So once that's all gone, that is actually going to be a mini storage area, so we're going to get 3 loads, which is about 8 to 9 tons of not partially, I'd say partially rotted manure. It's not fully rotted when we get it, but it's pretty good. So what I'll do is stack it all in here and let it rot a bit more. That's the plan. So it's quite a big space. That it's probably 5 foot by 22 foot, maybe about 20 foot the space, so we get a lot of manure in there. And then we've got a little bit of a compost heap there and our main compost heap here, and that is my compost pile. I've got a few weeds growing in the top, so I've not been very good at covering that, but underneath there is actually some quite good compost. So hopefully that's given you an idea of what's been going on at Don't Crop Me now. So it's quite exciting times really. Hopefully you look forward to the full update when we do about the shed build. I've been taking lots of photos, so hopefully that will be an interesting one. So speak to you all soon. Bye.